What's up, babe, and everybody else, and welcome back to the Founder Academy. I am Mark, the FUT founder, and this is the end of FIFA RTG. I think it's episode 4 or 5. I'm not really too sure. So this is more of a catch-up episode, which is why it's just a short one. It's only 16 minutes or so. It's just going to catch up on kind of where we're at with, the team and everything like that. And I want to start getting back to more of the live stuff is actually live, and the content is kind of relevant because it's from, today. So what you guys are seeing, again, just kind of starting off with all the major polls and stuff that we've done, excuse me, throughout the last week or so, just because I've kind of been in and out of, my office here and stuff like that. We've been busy, obviously, with the baby and stuff like that, which is, my excuse, but at the same time, obviously, we have to take priorities here. So FIFA is not the biggest priority, especially this late in FIFA. But, it's kind of unfortunate because this is such a fun time to, I don't even want to say play, but it's fun time to kind of collect all the cards. Overall, I'm kind of a little upset at how they've done this. There's so many cool cards coming in, but they're so late, right? Like, we only have a little under 2 weeks, I think, before EAFC comes out. And, like getting guys like this, like Yaya Toure and all these cards, like they really need to do this with about 2 months left. And I understand EA, the greed in what they're trying to do. And I know greed's such a dangerous word because it makes it sound like corporate greed and they're just trying to get money. And like at the end of the day, they are trying to just get our money. But I mean, the idea of just like building customer, like brand equity and building customer loyalty is just like a foreign concept to them. They'd be happier with the dollar, I guess you'd say, than having us actually enjoy the game at the start of summer. In my opinion, once the season's done, have team of the season, that should really be the big blow off. I would do shapeshifters earlier on if I was them, and I would just have like July, August be this time, and then just let us have September and October to just grind, because you still have to grind these cards. Like I haven't even gotten that that Fuddy's Messi. I haven't gotten any of the big boys. No, I've still not got Mbappe, not even the team of the season version of Mbappe. I haven't even seen him. I've never seen anybody even pack that team of the season Mbappe. I was looking, he's still like 1.7 million, and it's like, guys, the game is done in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, and you're still trying to grind people out from just forcing them to grind out these packs. And look, at the end of the day, I get it. The 85 by 10s are out there, and you can do this unlimited, but just how many times have you guys seen the same players over and over and over again? And it's just mind-numbing, right? Like, it can be very frustrating to the point that, like, the 85 by 10s, a couple of years ago when they first introduced those and they let us actually play with them, use those cards and just grind out icon packs and essentially get every card in the game. I remember this was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I had Neymar and Messi and Mbappe and all these guys, and now you're not even touching the big ones. You might get lucky and get one of them. They just released Ronaldo, but it's 42 segments, right? And the way EA views it is just like, well, you can just sit there grinding it. But 42 segments, man, it's going to take hours and hours and hours. And it's like, by the time you're done the thing, there's going to be, no time to even use them. Like a day or two, maybe. Like, it's going to take forever. I'm doing them on my main account. I don't want to do it on this series just because it's going to take literally the rest of this whole series just to grind it out. Because you have to do, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 packs maybe in between to get enough of the fodder while you're still continuing to fund your 85 by 10s. Once you get enough fodder, you do one of the segments 42 times. That's hundreds of these packs. It's just like I said, I'm doing it on my main account. I'm not even close. I don't even think I'm at 10 segments. I think I'm at like 8 or 9 or something like that. And I haven't been doing it consistently, but I've been popping on and doing it once in a while, while at the same time coming onto this account and trying to play a little bit. But it's just mind-numbing. Like 42 segments, even if you're just doing it back-to-back, you're probably looking at 8 to 10 hours of, those segments, unless you can do it really, really efficiently. And even then, it's probably 5, 6, 7 hours. That's a long time, man. A long time. And I don't know too many people that want to sit there just menu grinding for like 5 to 10 hours. Like, that's crazy to me. So it really sucks that they're still being greedy with this. I wish that they had just gone with the 85 by 10s, put everything in packs, and just let us be able to pack the Messis and Mbappes and Neymars and Ronaldos And look, I've gotten, with the exception of Mbappe, who I've only gotten the gold version. I got him earlier in the year once. I don't think I've packed him again. I might have packed the gold version twice. I can't remember, but I've only packed that gold version. I haven't seen the team of the year, haven't seen the team of the season, haven't seen the Fuddies version. I haven't gotten Fuddies versions of the Messi, Ronaldo, or Neymar, and I've done hundreds of these. I've been grinding out the other ones, the other SBCs. But, it just sucks because those are the cards that realistically we all want to use at the end of the day. Like, who wants to use Park Ji-sung or Javier Mascherano, right? Like, they're not the cards that people want to use, but they're really just fodder at the end of the day right now. I appreciate the fact that they put Ronaldo as an SBC. It wouldn't shock me if they put the other 4 as SBCs, or the other 3, I guess, like the Neymar, Mbappe, and the Ronaldo, the Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. But I can only imagine how many segments that's going to be. And like, what is it going to be? 50, 100 segments, and you're going to run out of time. By the time you get it, it's going to be the end of the game. So it just sucks, right? That's unfortunate. Back to this video though, what we're doing here is you guys are just seeing some of the gameplay. I got the Arnautovic mainly, I think, from offline, just while I was getting the team's morale up. And then I used the Arnautovic to play online to get Alexis Sanchez, because I didn't want to just do all the objectives offline. Most of the time I would generally try to do the objectives offline just because they're annoying, especially the Arnautovic one. Forcing passes to him. There's a couple games where I'm glad I'm in the lower divisions because we were really having to force passes into Arnautovic to try to get him those goals. That card, even though those stats are really, really high, they just were not very good at all. He was not very good at all. I did not really like that Arnautovic. He was clunky and just mechanically very slow. I think he had 5-star, 4-star, something like that. But, he was an okay shooter. But as you guys can see, you had to really, really come up against either a bad player or a player that was just on a losing streak and their cards were getting morale, because he didn't represent the way his card stats looked. Like 96, 98 for some of these other cards, fantastic, right? Like if that was Alawaran, different story. You'd have one of the fastest, most agile players in the game. Arnautovic just felt clunky. When you get the ball on his foot and he could actually shoot, excuse me, he was fine shooting, but creating your own shot with him, very, very difficult. Hullett, we actually packed Hullett on our main account too, which was really cool. I'm hoping that we can pack him on this account. The next video that you guys are going to see tomorrow is actually a really cool video, I think. There's a couple, not a really cool video, I don't want to trump myself up too much, but there's some really cool cards out. I really want to grind out this second team of preseason, I guess you'd say. But they're releasing cards. They release a Harry Kane. I don't foresee myself doing the Harry Kane. I do want to do a couple of the level ups. I really like to get Renato Sanchez. We got Renato Sanchez's level up premium version on the main account. That was really, really awesome card. I would love to have him in this, just because this is where I'm playing most of my games. My main account, I just really been going on there and card collecting. It's not really that fun anymore. We've got, all the cards that I really need, with the exception, again, of Mbappe, or any of the big Fuddies cards. But, that team's kind of maxed out, and this is the account that I just kind of want to grow at the end of the day. I don't foresee myself getting into too high a division. I might play a little bit more throughout the course of the year here. I don't know what they're going to do for the rest of the 2 weeks. I think my guess is they're going to have this second team in for a week, and then my assumption would be they'll have literally everything in for that last week of preseason. That's my guess, right? Because the season ends in 14 days or something, 13 days or something. So at that point is when EAFC comes out. So they just ran the season right until the end of the FIFA game cycle. And it's going to be fun, right? Because there's all these cool cards out. I hope people are still playing the game, because there are a lot of people still grinding out the menus, trying to get all these big boys. But, I wouldn't be in shock if it's going to be a little slim pickings in terms of getting some of these cards. Some of these lower division teams, there's still some lower end players playing or guys that are just card collecting. Their teams are awesome, but they're not necessarily the best FIFA players. And then playing in the higher divisions, like when I go on my main account, I think I'm only in like Division 5 or something, just because I kept getting knocked down divisions because I wasn't playing rivals that much. And I went on, and even though it's only a couple divisions up from this, just animals, like just animals, sweat monster after sweat monster after sweat monster. Every game that I'm playing, you're either getting guys that are just like absolute beasts, and for whatever reason I'm getting matched up against them. I don't know if they're in higher, because I don't think you necessarily play against players in your own division, if I'm not mistaken. I think you play against guys that are in your same elo, and because my elo is so high on my main account, I'm coming up against animals even in Division 5, or I'm coming up against guys that are they're just like all out attack, like super high pressure tactics, and the game's just spammy from the outset. And then I'll go, like, if they go up a goal or something like that, they're just like buzzing around like bees, which I hate in FIFA. I hate that. Not only because it's hard to play against, but because it's hard to play against because it's stupid, right? It breaks the game, right? The players, they get all dumb, they do all those weavy runs, like you can't slow the game down because your players just don't make passes, they do stupid stuff. It literally breaks the game. But if you play against one of these morons that does that, like that super high pressure tactics, and they're just rushing everything, as soon as you go up, 2 or 3 goals, like I'll go down like 1-0, and then once I figure out that that's what they're doing, I'll use my tactics, my counter attack tactics, and I'll just go shot for shot, and then I'll end up going up. I'll tie it and then go up 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. Then they just quit, and the game's done. They're quitting out. They're rage quitting by the 30th minute. They're just playing speed games of FIFA, which I don't think is very fun. Like, I'm not. It's the end of the year. Like, what are you even trying to accomplish, right? You could move up to Elite Division and go 20-0 in FUT Champs, and you're not getting anything, right? I've been watching the guys that are still playing FUT Champs that are going 20-0, and they're just getting Team of the Season cards that they would have discarded into the 85x10 SBC. So you're not getting anything out of it. So you might as well enjoy just playing the game. Playing these like pressure tactics or rage quitting or doing stupid things like that. Like, what's the point? Like, what is honestly the point of doing that? Because what are you trying to win, right? There's nothing to win in FIFA anymore. So I don't know. I don't know why they're doing it, but that's what they're doing. So we did get our 7 wins. We got the 3 games with Arnautovic. I think we had to have him in the squad, so we are using Arnautovic. Thankfully, we can take him out of the squad now, because he just, even though, like I said, his stats were high, I just did not like that card. The Alexis Sanchez, though, premium. I use him on my main account. I'm happy to get him on this account. He is just such a wicked card. He's built for FIFA. He's built for my playing style. I've said this a million times. He might not be a card that you guys like to use, but you got to find cards that fit your playing style. Like for me, I like super high agile players that are really good dribblers, really good passers, small, more diminutive type guys. Like that's why Messi's my favorite card in the game. And Alexis Sanchez is one of those guys. He's just a pit bull, right? He's just a workhorse up top. So most of my midfield, it's kind of built like that. I love Eto'o. Youssef Eto'o's like his level up card. I love using him as a midfielder. Those types of guys as center midfielders. And then Alexis Sanchez gives me that kind of presence up top, because he's that guy who works for the ball. Messi doesn't have the work rate to be like a good high offensive press. The high press, kind of that Manchester City like high press, which I like to do. I like to press guys high up the field and cause turnovers in their back end. However, Messi's not good at that. He just kind of walks. He's at walking pace. So it's a little annoying using him. So Alexis Sanchez is different. Alexis Sanchez is just buzzing around, causing problems up top. So we end up getting him. He's going to go into the squad. You guys are seeing some of the 90 or 85 plus by 10s that we've gotten. Those 94 plus SBs or Fuddies cards generally, or player picks, haven't really been good until one that's going to be coming up here. As you guys see, we got Fred, Klaus, like nothing really impressive. I was like really down on them. I wasn't really feeling them too much. And then we end up getting a really big pull, which I was really happy about. Like Park Ji-sun, right? That's a card that's just in pack. So I was really frustrated. I was just like, you know what? I'm bound to get someone good. And then we get this guy, Paulo Dybala. As you guys saw, like about a minute ago, we packed his team of the season card, which I didn't even know was in packs. I was really happy just getting the team of season version. I would have considered buying the Fuddies version, but when we got him in that pack, I was over the moon because I love Paulo Dybala in this game. The team of the season card didn't really actually work that well for me. I didn't find him to be that good, but at the same time, once I got the Fuddies version in there, it's like that when he's jacked up, like he's one of the best cards in the game. He's like a poor man's Messi, and that's saying a lot because Messi to me is the best card in this game. We come up against this guy. This dude clearly played a lot of FIFA because he had Vinicius, like the Fuddies version of Vinny Jr. So this guy was obviously, I don't want to say like a good FIFA player, but he'd played a lot, as you guys can see, diving in a lot. This was a fun game, I guess you'd say. Like, I'm not trying to pick on this poor guy, but you know, it was one of those games where he just had full control. And this guy, like, unfortunately, he just could not control his team at all. Like, it was like just walking through him. As you guys can see there, you know, I screwed up and it just warps the ball back to me. Like, just a simple pass across. He was never going to be able to block it. He was getting frustrated and rage quit. And that's the stuff that causes your morale to go down. So, unfortunately for this guy, it looks like he's just in one of those slumps and he's just in a downward spiral. So, that was going to be the last game we play with Dybala on this episode. I'm going to get a lot more gameplay in the next episode, but that is going to be the end of this one. So I appreciate you sticking with me to the very end. Until next time, take care. Peace.